Well, I'll speak for myself. I'm always trying to figure out how to get more vegetables into my diet. And it turns out you can make something veggie heavy and delicious. Take a look at this. This kale situation is delicious. It's charred kale with garlic, chilies, and lime. You can make it in just 2 steps. I can vouch for it because I made it this morning at 8 o'clock while it was snowing. To show us and tell us how we can make this delicious morsel of goodness is Bianca Borges, the food editor for Milk Street. It's so great to see you again this morning, Bianca.
Hello, Marisol. I'm so happy to see you too, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well. So I can vouch that it literally took me maybe 15 minutes to make this thing. And it's heavy on the kale. But can you remind us, why is kale good for us? Because I feel like a few years ago, kale was having a moment. Then it went into the shadows, but now it's having a moment again.
For good reason, it's still having its moment. For such a light, leafy vegetable, it is nutrient dense. I mean, K is for kale, right? It also has vitamin K, it has vitamin A, B6, antioxidants, calcium even, and as well as, oh, I forgot the minerals, but it is, take my word for it, it is packed with nutrients.
I love it, and especially as a woman, I'm always trying to figure out how to sneak in calcium into my diet. So without any further ado, I'm going to let you take it away, and then we'll do a test taste afterwards.
Okay, great. So what I have here is 2 bunches of kale that have already been taken off the stem. Now well, I don't know where it is. I saved one to show you. The kale comes on a stalky stem. All you need to do is hold the bottom of the stem and slide the leaf off it, which is great. And then you just tear it with your hands into bite-sized pieces. This recipe calls for lacinato kale, which is a bumpy dark green leaf. Its nickname is dinosaur kale, and maybe that's what you used. I could not get it today, so I'm using the curly green leaf.
I used the kale that you're using now. And
Great.
Bianca, while you're massaging your kale, I just want to remind our viewers that if you want to follow along and if you want to access this recipe, we have a QR code up on the screen. Just point your phone there, click, and it'll take you to the recipe. But continue.
Perfect. So it is workable with curly kale or any other kale. I've put a little bit of oil on here and some salt, and now I'm going to simply massage with my hands. And what this does is it coats the kale with oil evenly, and it also gets it started to soften a little bit. By the way, if you plan on eating a raw kale salad ever, this is how you should dress it. It makes it easier to chew. We're going to cook our kale, obviously. Okay, so that's done. So let's get our pot really hot. Turn the burner on high, and it's going to stay on high for the entire process, which doesn't take long. And we'll add about a teaspoon of oil to the pot as well. Okay. I had turned my pot on a little bit earlier.
And you use a neutral oil. I used safflower oil this morning.
Oh, that's perfect. Safflower, sunflower oil, or grapeseed oil. Those are all oils that are really good for high heat. Which is what we want. And then you get the biggest pot you have because this kale is big in the beginning and it's going to cook down very fast, but you need a big pot to get started with. If you don't have a big enough pot, don't worry. Put in half the kale at a time, let it wilt down a little bit, and then add the other half of the kale, and you'll still get the same effect at the end. All right. So I think we're good to go here. What you want to hear when the kale hits the pot is a hot sizzling sound. So here's hoping we get it. Hope my pot was hot enough. I don't know if you can hear that. It's starting.
Yes.
I can hear it.
Sizzle away.
There we go. There. All right, so
while you're getting that kale in there, Bianca, I want to say that what you mentioned about massaging your kale is very important, because if you don't massage the kale with all that oil, it makes this process, I think, a little bit more difficult.
It does. And what the oil also does for the kale is it allows it to char. What we want to do here, why we want the heat so hot, is we want the kale to actually get charred on the bottom. You know, you talked about kale trending, and for a while back, putting the kale in a hot oven to let the leaves get crispy and charred was a really big deal. This is a way to do that, but adding a lot more flavor. Okay, so then we're going to put the lid on it.
I'm laughing because I bought the kale last night and it was on sale, and I had an entire bunch, and I did exactly that. I roasted the kale and gave it to my family, and they loved it.
I know, it's so good and it's so easy to do. This is great because you can do it in advance and you don't have to worry about taking it out of the oven when it's crispy. So it's just an alternate way to charred kale. So this is going to go for about
Bianca, we are sadly running out of time.
Ooh, okay.
But if you can run us through the Fresnos, the garlic, the scallion, the lime.
Yep. All right, so what you do now is
all that business.
This is a swap out of the kale after it's charred. I don't know if you can see that. See how it cooks down?
I can, and I'm actually showing my delicious, wow, this is really good.
Oh, good. We're going to add a tad more oil to the pan. Then we're going to add our aromatics, which are garlic, chili, scallions. Sorry, I thought I was going to have some little time to chop, but we got scallions in here. And then
it's all right. We're like two old friends trying to catch up.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I could chat with you all day in the kitchen, right? Now, the chilies you use, it doesn't matter.
I tell you, absolutely right.
I'm going to add some of those in. There we go. Now, we'll stir that together and let that cook another 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll squeeze in some lime juice.
And then before you know it, you have your kale dish. Bianca Borges, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm sorry we have to wrap so quickly, but I encourage everyone to make it. It's super easy, perfect for a snow day.
Yours is beautiful.
It's great to see you, Bianca Borges, food editor at Milk Street. We love having you on the show. You at home, don't forget, QR code, make it at home, make it twice. And if you want to find more recipes like this that are dense on vegetables, which are oh so good to you, pick up a copy of Milk Street Vegetables.